NWS has made huge advances in forecasting tornadoes using Doppler radars. Average lead time is now 13 minutes, but used to be 4 minutes 25 years ago. People are warned by media, apps, sirens, and weather radios. Communities have tornado shelters and storm cellars. Rescue teams use rescue dogs, thermal imaging cameras, carbon dioxide detectors, and other equipment to rescue people safely and quickly.
So why do fatalities still occur? We researched 25 years of tornado data and discovered that 83% of fatalities occur inside homes. Several studies, including that by FEMA and Red Cross, highlight two main reasons. 1. Many people ignore warnings, and 2. Rescuers need more help in their search mission.
And why are warnings not very effective? Sirens sound too often, sometimes only as a test. Media and apps may not work in outages and are usually turned off at night. Weather radios are helpful, but for larger areas, leaving some doubt, and not everybody owns one. Rescuers need equipment to locate survivors remotely, so missions can be organized and deployed ASAP.
Our innovative solution, the tornado alarm. Tornado warning and rescue call functionality is built into a home smoke detector. Here's how it works. When the NWS locates a high-risk area polygon and broadcasts that data, receivers in the tornado alarm will receive and decode these radio signals. If the built-in GPS locates the home to be within the warning area, the alarm goes off. Occupants will then be expected to rush off to a safe room inside or seek shelter outside. Motion detectors in the safe room will temporarily deactivate the tornado alarm until the next NWS signal is received. After the tornado, any motion in the safe room will trigger the tornado alarm to send rescue calls, signaling the presence and the location of the survivors.
We came up with an awesome solution that provides precise and clear warnings that people won't ignore. A cool feature is the self-recorded course of action instructions. Our alarms power 24/7 with home electricity and backup battery. The innovative rescue call feature provides the location of survivors instantly. It helps rescuers locate survivors without unnecessarily digging through the rubble. Our alarm also works during night, power outages, and severe weather conditions. It's compact, out-of-sight, maintenance-free, will cost no more than $50.
Our community loved it. Mr. Kitch will share rescue call ideas with weather radio companies, and WS and Canton Rescue Team called it innovative and practical. Dr. Werman said our ideas would work for other disasters as well. We are very excited and are encouraged to make our solution even better. Should this be a building code requirement in some cities? How do you warn people with hearing disabilities? How can we improve rescue calls for injured survivors who can't move? We welcome any questions or comments that you may have. And we would also like to let you know that our solution is on a patent pending.
There's a copy of it in the back of the binder.
Thank you.
I guess as far as implementing it, how would you advertise this to people to make sure that they start putting it in their homes?
First of all, we could make it, like I said earlier, a building code requirement, but not in every city, only like in tornado-prone areas. And another thing that is that kind of like is a catch to this is that everyone already has a smoke alarm, so then they can just put our solution like with it, and so like everyone can have one. So those are some.
Adding on to Isha, we could advertise it on weather stations and things like that on the TV to get the word out.
So I'm correctly understanding you, your suggestion would be that they could transform their current smoke alarm into this device.
So they would just give it to a store, and the store would.
The store would just take out the smoke alarm and trade it at the store for only a small for less money, because the money of the smoke alarm previously was already paid for.
And any research about how durable the smoke alarm itself already is in the instance of a tornado, or if your house is damaged, how viable is the smoke alarm itself?
The smoke alarm, it's going to be installed in the ceiling, so even if it's like falls down and stuff, it won't really break, and even if it does, all the contents of the smoke alarm would still be working. So.
And also it would be in your safe room, and your safe room is not supposed to get damaged. So.
Who else did you do your presentation for?
We talked to many experts.
Including Dr. Josh Woman. We also talked to the people at the NWS and the Camden Fire Department. And the Director of Emergency Management from Monroe, Oklahoma, Mr. Kitch.
Great. Are there any questions?
Were there any other suggestions of what route you go, and how, if so, how did you select this one?
In the beginning, we were either going to choose tornadoes, wildfires, or tsunamis. Then, afterwards, in a meeting, we discussed which one works the best, which one has brings the most improvement, and we decided on tornadoes.
Heading on to Shuba, most of the, a lot of deaths are caused by tornadoes, and they're also in the U.S. a lot.
Adding on to Shrikati and tornadoes, rescuers, they need help finding the people under the rubble quickly and easily. So then also the warning systems weren't that good, so we decided to improve on those two systems.
How, if the house is vacant but yet has one of your alarms, would the rescue people know that there were no people in that house versus the house potentially next door that did have people in it?
So there'll be motion detectors in the safe room, and if the person who's in the safe room moves or makes a slight movement, then that would send signals to the tornado alarm, which will then be there so the rescuers can come see that there's someone in the house. And so the benefit of our solution is that the rescuers can plan their routes better so they can get to these people.
Adding on to Aparna, so basically, so the smoke alarm, it'll detect the motion. So if there's no one in the safe room, then and it doesn't detect any motion, it would also send a signal to the rescuers that there is no one there, so they don't have to spend time digging through all that rubble to find no one there.
So you said earlier that people ignore the wide range ones because they're too broad, and these ones have GPS built in. So can they pinpoint tornadoes more accurately, and they just have to sound the wide ones because that's the only siren in the area?
Well, what the NWS, what they do right now, they can pinpoint like 4 corners of where the tornado is going to be. So longitude and latitude, they could things like that. They pinpointed these 5 areas, and then what they do is they make lines over here connecting the points to show that this is the area where the tornado will most likely hit. So that's basically already there. So then.
Okay, so you'd be building off of that.
Yeah.
Adding on to number 4, currently on that, instead of broadcasting the warning polygon, they actually broadcast counties, which any part of is in it. So, and counties are pretty big, like they're 35-40 miles long.
All right. Well, that
Great,
knocked me out. We're out of time. So
Yeah,
thank
good
you
luck.
guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.